Hello, and welcome to episode number 7 of the Consolation Prize Podcast. I'm sorry. I am your host, Brandon Nichols. Joining me, as always, Sam Spangler. How are you doing today, sir?
Hey, doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. You jumped right on that. Hey.
I did.
You really like having your own microphone, don't you?
I do like having my own microphone. It's very nice.
What is the ASMR? Is that what those videos are called that are really soothing?
Oh,
look like you just want to get up on and go, hello, my name is Sam Spangler. Whoa.
There you go. Well, you're welcome, all you fans out there.
If you want, I'll make another podcast just for that. Just Sam noises.
Yeah, let's see if I can.
How was your Thanksgiving, sir?
It was good. I had a very good Thanksgiving. Very calm, relaxing, nice and low key. Visited the family here, and then went and visited the family that in Springfield as well.
How long is that drive?
2.5.
2.5?
Yeah, not bad at all.
See, so you sent me a text with you and Brent and Justin.
Yeah.
And you said next time you're coming down.
Yeah.
And I was showing Monica Justin's shirt.
Yeah.
And she goes, "It's pizza slices." Like, yeah. And then I said what you said. She said, "No, you're not allowed." Apparently, she keeps asking me to go to Springfield.
Yeah.
I think she just wants to go to Lambert's. I'm not 100% positive.
Well, we can go to Lambert's. Were you not a big fan?
No, I am.
Oh.
But I don't think I'm allowed to do that without her.
Oh,
So,
gotcha. I see what you're saying.
We won't go to Lambert's if we go down to Springfield.
Fair enough.
But yeah, and you kind of I'd asked you how your driving was because it started to get a little dicey.
Yeah, it wasn't
but
bad.
not much.
No, not bad. Not It kind of was one of those. Just I'm always cautious anyway, so it wasn't bad.
Well, see, and the news made it sound like further south of here was worse than it really apparently was.
One of those I was kind of aware of it, but as I kept going, it's like the temperature rose a little bit, so I wasn't as worried about ice as much. So, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was really quiet. So my sister used to own some property about 30 minutes south of here, large piece of land with a big house, and she used to have like 30, maybe 40 people depending on the year, and it was like always very hectic,
right?
Because not only are her and my other sister trying to plan to make everybody happy, but there's just a lot of people. A lot of noise, a lot of hecticness. She's since sold that house and that property, and now there's a really small 2-bedroom apartment here near downtown. Yeah. And so there were literally 10 people at her house, and half of that was just my family.
Yeah.
So it was very laid back and very relaxing.
Good.
And so
as it should be.
Yeah. So
we ate some good food, I'm sure.
Yeah, we showed up.
Yeah.
Monica helped make some of the sides, and we all just kind of hung out and talked. And the boys
favorite
kept
side?
themselves.
What do you go for?
I really do like just green bean casserole.
Yeah, that's a classic. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Yeah, green bean casserole's right up there. I mean, turkey's kind of the main,
right.
And my brother
mashed potatoes and gravy. Turkey, mashed potatoes, and gravy are like those are what I need. Everything else is a side.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Yep.
So, then we just came home and didn't do anything. My wife tried to get me to go to Walmart for Black Friday because or not even Black Friday, on Thursday night, she almost always tries. And usually I'll go like stupid late, like around midnight after like most of the crowd has died down.
Right.
I just wasn't having it. And part of it was the weather.
It's
and I was
probably
tired.
Good. It's probably good for you.
So I was like, I don't want to.
Just relax.
Yeah. I've been to Walmart on Black Fridays as they've opened, and they were the stupidest things I've ever done in my life. So
I've heard horror stories. Why do that to yourself?
Yeah. We went for Garth Brooks released a box set about 3 or 4 years ago that we wanted.
Yeah.
It was me and both of my sisters. So we drove up at like 6:00 Thanksgiving night. Like they just opened the doors, and we walked in. But the thing was, I knew where the display was. It was literally you walk in the door and it's to the left.
Yeah.
So we went and grabbed it. All 3 of us got our box and we got in line. But the lines had already, in the time it took to get, and the problem was because we had to get through people.
Right.
To get to the display. And then by the time we got in line, we were still like 40 people back. And it was just waiting. And then one night...
You just stuck with it though, right?
Oh, yeah.
You got your Garth Brooks.
We got the box
CD
that we left, but I was
That's
like... But
you were on a mission.
Yeah, but then the year after that, Monica had us go up there because there was like something legit that she wanted. And we did it, and it was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was pajama sets or something. Like all of us went,
right.
And then we had to wait in a line. And it was the Walmart here in town, and they like rearranged the entire clothing section, and it was kind of this weird. Half of it was a maze in and up and around. So it was like, just like, I said, I'm never doing this again.
Well, they just try to get as many people fit into a small, tiny space, so it doesn't seem like there's that many people there. Wow. I had friends that, would go for like the TVs, like the big ticket items,
right?
Which apparently then you would go and get like a number, to like say that you actually could get one. Oh, and she said some of the fights that broke out were intense.
Very, yeah. It's like, but I've got a great story for you about this year for this, because Friday I went and had lunch with some friends at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Logan had
no Stewie's?
Huh?
Oh wait, it's not open. Never mind.
Yeah, it's not open during the day. No, you know what? Stewie's does open a lot for holidays.
Okay.
But and if they were, I never even thought about it. But so we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and then afterwards they're like, "Hey, we're trying to check." They like buying like the Funko Pops and collectible stuff like that. They both had the day off. One of them's wives was out of town. The other one was at home baking or doing something. She's just hanging out. So they had all day to do whatever they wanted. So they wanted to go see what all deals they can find on like geek stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they were like, "Hey, we're going to hit the Best Buy right here and then go to Vintage Stock over by your house." And I'm like, "Well, I probably have time for one because my son has a haircut appointment." Well, I'm going to try to be a little quiet about this because, so we went to the Best Buy and they had 3 of the 4 starting Pikachu or Pokemon.
Yeah.
And Austin wanted to get Logan the Bulbasaur Funko Pop. And we get up there and I'm looking and they have 1 left.
Yeah.
And I grab it and it's $10. And so I take a picture, I send it to Monica and I'm like, "Hey." And she goes, "How much is it?" I was like, "It's $10. She goes, "They're 27 online.
Oh man.
Can you get it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we then wasted about 15 to 20 minutes finishing walking around Best Buy. I go to check out and the line is wrapped. Yeah. And I'm looking, I'm like, "When is the haircut appointment?" She's like, 1:30. And it's like 1:10.
Ooh.
And I'm like, "I might not be able to get out of here with this thing."
Yeah.
And she goes, I said, "You know what? We'll figure it out. We'll get another one somewhere else." Well, we're getting ready to leave and we walk through so Best Buy has their racks that they put their DVDs on. Well, they had zip tied a big cardboard display for some, I think like Walking Dead or something, that covered up an entire rack. But the top right was loose.
I see where you're going with this.
I was like, "Guys, I'm going to try something." And they're like, "What?" And I pulled it back and I put it behind it on the DVD rack. We walked around it, looked, couldn't see it.
You do what all my kids do.
Right. I think everybody's tried it at some point.
Not just, yes.
Right.
Not just
so we leave. So this is Friday. So the weekend came and went, stupid busy. Monica wants to go to Jersey Mike's for lunch today. And I'm like, "Can we stop? Can we stop by Best Buy? Because I just want to know."
Yeah. Was it still there?
It was still there. And not only was it still there, they were sold out of all the other Pokemon ones too. Gosh. And I'm like, "Oh my God." I took a picture of my buddies and said, I was like, "It freaking worked."
That's pretty cool.
And there was like 3 people in line. So it was like, because the first so they had 3 lines of DVD racks. And I thought it was the first one, but it was the second one.
Oh, gotcha.
So when I got up to the first one,
second.
the whole display, I was like, it's gone. It didn't even work.
Yeah.
And Monica's like, "This one?" And I looked and I went, and I pulled it back. And there it was. I was like,
"There's the Bulbasaur waiting for you, smiling up at you, saying,
so that was my
ready to go home, Dad."
That's never worked too. Yeah. I've tried hiding crap when I go to stores. And it never works.
That's pretty funny. Well done. Congratulations. That's good. And good job, Austin. For, getting that for your brother.
My son is, my 12-year-old is here watching us because he did something he was supposed to, even though tonight he did something he wasn't supposed to.
But we are awesome, so that's good.
But we were awesome, so we're letting him sit in while we do this. So anyways, that was my fun little story. Yeah. Because that never worked, so I was really excited that it did.
Well, I'm glad it worked for you.
I had a whole spiel I wanted to read here about following us on stuff, but I apparently deleted it. So let's get into
follow us on stuff.
So follow us on stuff. I'll get to it later before we get done. Sam and I both saw a movie last night, and then I saw a movie with my family on Sunday. I'll talk with Sam first. We went and saw Knives Out last night. Yeah. Now I saw a trailer for Knives Out back in like June or July, and I was so stoked because of the cast. Like Jamie Lee Curtis, Christopher Plummer, Chris Evans, Michael Shannon, which I'm going to talk about him here in a minute. Jeff Bridges? No,
not Jeff Bridges.
Not Jeff Bridges. Crap, what's his name? I always want to say something Bridges.
I don't know.
Anyways,
yeah, lots of people.
Cast. Look it up.
Yeah.
And it's a whodunit, directed by Rian Johnson, the guy who did probably Sam's favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But he did also do Looper, which I really liked. Looper.
He did Looper?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Looper was actually very, very good. And prior to actually seeing the movie, I was very excited for him to direct a Star Wars movie. So, because I really like Looper.
Yeah. Well, so we went and saw last night, which I know we kind of talked about it, but I still almost went and saw it earlier in the weekend because I was like really wanting to see this movie.
Lots of good buzz online.
Lots of good buzz, which made me happy because there's nothing worse than getting super excited for a movie and then it being released and everybody's just shitting all over it.
Yeah.
And you're like, ugh. But you still want to see it, but now you're not sure if you want to spend the money to see it in theaters. So
which I found more often than not, those movies that are kind of middling right there where it's like there's like kind of middle of the road, I find that I like those movies better most of the time.
Yeah.
Whenever I finally go to see them, because then I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this or not. And then I go and I'm like, oh, that was great.
There's definitely been several handfuls of times where I've waited to watch a movie on Netflix or something. I was like, damn it, I wish I'd have seen this.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
So what'd you think of Knives Out?
So we were Brandon and I were, discussing it after the movie was out. And he just, first impression, he turns to me and goes, did you like it? And I said, no, I did not. That was just my initial thought where I wouldn't say it was a movie that like I wouldn't say, hey, you can go see it, but don't go see it in the theater. There's no reason to that I know of. As far as like visual cinematography, the acting was good. That was fun, but I don't think you don't need to see it in a theater. But I was just ultimately like disappointed with a lot of the story and the whodunit type thing. I felt like the layers that they put there just wasn't enough. I wanted a little bit deeper of like if you had been paying attention this entire time, you would have caught on to something else. And that never ever happened to me. Now, granted, there was also a scene in the movie that, I'm working in the medical field. And it was so far off of any base where a base simple Google would have like helped them understand that that's not how medicine and drugs work. I don't know why they left it in the film. And there's a little part that threw it off for me, which I do realize you have to kind of suspend your disbelief whenever you go into a movie, but it did kind of kill it for me a little bit.
And just so you know, when they hit that point in the movie and they started talking about some medical stuff, I started side-eyeing Sam like, is he going to react? Because I'm going to know if he reacts like in a really horrible manner or whether how that was accurate or not.
Yeah. So it was just not what I really wanted, especially after all the like buzz that was there. I will say the things that like the acting was really good and the comedic timing was really good actually. Like I found myself chuckling at certain parts where I was like, man, that was actually pretty well done and shot and just funny the way it kind of all worked together. But ultimately, if I was grading it on a grade scale for like, high school or anything like that, I would give it like a C-.
Yeah, I agree with you on the humor because especially for me, a lot of it seemed more like a natural humor, just somebody making a jab or something, and it was like, that's
and clever.
Good.
Like it was clever humor at times as well. Whereas like it's not the slapstick, fart joke. It's like, no, this is funny.
And I agree with pretty much everything you just said. My one, I even think it was directed pretty good. Like I felt like everything went together.
Yeah,
right.
I didn't have a problem with that direction.
I just had a story with this. I had an issue with the story.
Yeah.
I felt like they could have weaved, like you said, a little something extra in it. Give me another twist or I don't know. It just felt like it was lacking what I was anticipating. And I would agree. I would probably in the C range somewhere in there is probably about where I would put it. Like I said, I enjoyed it. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
But it wasn't great. I wasn't super happy that I went and saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
I was a little let down, if anything, because I probably got caught up in my own hype, to be fair.
Yeah.
That happens.
No, I'm the same here. I mean, got caught up in the hype a little bit. And to be honest, like the whole crux of the movie where you feel like you're going to, at least for me, I felt like I was going to be trying to figure something out the entire time. They actually just give you the answer.
Right.
Like, I don't know, 30 minutes into it. They're like, here's the answer. Now you almost just got to like deal with like the fallout of that.
Right. And for me, there's been other movies that do that, but so like I felt like I telegraphed almost the entire movie except for two little things, and which I can be fine with as long as you tell me how they get to that point and in a great way.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like they didn't get to that point in a great way.
Yeah, the ride's got to be good.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of movies that you pretty much just go, oh, I know where this is going.
Yeah. It's definitely no Blade.
It is no Blade. Dang
rain. When are we going to find a movie better than that?
Yeah, I would say maybe you don't need to see it in theaters unless you just want to go out on a date night and just want to watch something. I don't know. Like it's definitely a wait and stream at home type thing. The other movie that I saw, which Sam did not, was Frozen 2. And then my son saw it too. I'm just going to ask him real quick. Austin, did you like Frozen 2?
I mean, it was okay.
He loved Frozen 2. He liked the music. He says he doesn't even like Frozen the first one, but he loved the first movie.
Yeah.
And the problem is the songs got repetitive out after the fact, and he had a little brother who really loved the music, who made it worse.
Well, my wife did tell me pretty much the whole plot of Frozen 2 because I was like, just tell me everything. I'm not going to go see it myself. And she did tell me there were some callbacks and funny moments with about the music and everything. So kudos to them for recognizing it.
In many ways, I feel like it was almost a little bit better than the first one.
Yeah.
But it was also a little more mature in the adult, geared more towards an animated film that has a lot of adult leaning heavy themes.
Absolutely.
A friend of mine told me it was intense and, hey, it might be a little too much for the little one. Mine had a little bit of an issue. And I was like, is it intense and suspenseful or is it scary? Because I took Austin to go see Monsters University, and it was creepy in theaters because he was I don't know, 6 or 7 at the time.
Yeah.
But it got the head of the college or whatever, there was a scene where it's really dark and there's bats.
Oh yeah.
The monsters in the first one never seemed scary.
Yeah.
But in the second one, there were several characters that seemed freaky.
Right.
So I was a little taken aback by that. But this one, it was just intense. It was just more of an adult, a little heavier
more adventure type scenes.
Olaf is always he's a really good comic relief character.
Yeah.
Josh Gad.
Yeah.
Is that how you say his name?
Yep.
Yeah. I really like him.
I think it's Goch. Yeah. That's how you pronounce it.
Him and his song this time go around was also very good.
Yeah.
One of my favorite characters was they had a little gecko looking lizard guy that represented fire, and he was constantly on fire, but anytime he'd get around Olaf or Elsa, he'd get cooled and his flame would go out and he just looked like, oh yeah. But he was just one of those, but he was yay big, and so it was just oh, they're gonna market the crap out of that,
like the Chameleon and Tangled.
Yes.
A better movie.
Yes. Did you say a better movie?
Yeah.
It's probably my wife's favorite Disney movie.
Oh, I like her even more now. So she's a good gal.
The scene where she's going like that, looking at Flynn Rider. Yeah. It's great. So we both saw this. You probably could just be told what happened.
Emily told me. She told me every single thing. And one of the things that she kind of brought up with the music is that so when she told me this, I was like, really? That the original Frozen was released 6 years ago?
Right.
Or around that time? And she's like, if you think about where those kids are now that saw that movie, my oldest is in middle school, and there's more challenges and difficulties. And it sounds like they kind of, at least as far as the movie and the music goes, brought some of those themes of some of the challenges of just being a kid growing into a teenager and young adult. So well done. Yeah. I almost would go see it just based off of what my wife said.
Right. I thought about, I joked with you last night before we went and saw Knives Out. I was like, maybe we should have seen that in the 4D, get the wind and the rain and the cold, and my wife would have murdered me.
I mean, if I could go back in time and not see Knives Out and go see that in 4D, I'd do it.
Yeah.
So,
move on to, so this is the first podcast of the month. So we need to talk about the releases for PlayStation Plus and Games with Gold. I don't know why I have Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2 on my notes here. I probably just didn't delete it from the last time when I copied and pasted. PlayStation Plus is Outlast 2,
Scary.
And wait, this is my list.
This is old as well.
This is old.
Yep.
So I did look at the wrong one.
Well, I'm glad we were both looking.
We're gonna do this on the fly because no, I don't want you to, Austin. But thank you for your help.
The way we do things best here.
Yes, on the fly. PlayStation 4,
which
PS Plus games.
Well, and I actually just looked at it because I think one of them is. It's a game that came out. Oh, Titanfall 2.
Yes, Titanfall 2 for PlayStation 4.
PlayStation Plus.
Which is a great game.
Yes.
I really liked the first Titanfall. It was in I don't remember the games that were released around it. The first Titanfall was a product of poor freaking marketing and timing and release, and it just was one of the. And I'm not a fan of EA having the license to Titanfall. Respawn, who did Fallen Order, the crew that did the original Modern Warfare, which I did beat Fallen Order.
Yes.
I'm in the middle of 100%ing that. I'm having to do it with a guide on YouTube because I'm getting stupid annoyed at
I think that's what's okay once you've beaten the game.
Right.
It's more, hey, this is all right because you've already at least gotten through everything.
Why? I'm doing this on a Chromebook, so it's a little bit slower. But the other game I was thinking wasn't anything spectacular.
Okay. I don't know what the PlayStations are, but I can at least go through the games with gold.
Yeah, go with that and I'll finish the PlayStation.
So games with gold, it looks like December 1st through the 31st is Insane Robots. Sorry, my text is really small. And then December 16th through January 15th is Jurassic World Evolution. And then for the Xbox 360, December 1st through the 15th, Toy Story 3. And December 16th through the 31st is Castlevania something. One of the Lords of Shadow, Mirror of Fate, HD.
Okay, so the other PlayStation 4 game is Monster Energy Supercross, which I probably will get that anyways because I really like that.
Yeah.
I want to jump back. Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that video game?
I actually think I did.
So we own it for the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
It was the first game I ever tried to platinum.
Oh, man. I don't think that was a good one to choose.
I missed one trophy.
Oh, man.
Because the game was glitched.
Oh.
And by the time they didn't do, last generation, they didn't do a lot of updates.
Yeah.
Like Xbox One and PlayStation 4 get a lot of fix the glitches. But there was one glitch on one trophy that I couldn't get that kept me from getting a platinum trophy on that game. And it's been like the bane of my existence when it comes to it's one of the things that kept me from wanting to do it.
Gotcha.
Because like if the game's broken and they don't even bother to fix it, why am I going to want to try this if they're just going to release it and it's broken and not fixable? So when I saw that was one of the Xbox games, my wife was like, "Hey, Toy Story 3." And I'm like, "No, no, I'm not downloading it." She goes, "Come on, you give it another shot. Do it again." I'm like, "No." Yeah. I put in a lot of work on that game.
That would have been a tough one because I think you could create worlds as well as play in them, and
there's a lot going on in that game, and plus I hate when any type of game where you have to Marvel superhero Lego Marvel superheroes. I got super excited. I think it was the first game I actually platinumed, and I did all the stuff on it, but the last 3 things I did was similar to the last 3 things I did in Spider-Man that just released. Yeah. And it's the time challenges. I hate time challenges in video games. And it turned into one of those things where I'm like, I have no desire to do a time challenge. Yeah. But I got to the end and I'm like, okay, I'm doing all the time challenges. Now, Toy Story 3s were a little easier. Yeah. The ones in Lego Marvel superheroes, and the ones in Spider-Man, so I was trying to do, because you have the harder ones
Kicking
you have
the
to
nuts.
get. Oh, very much so. Yeah. Super frustrating. But, yeah, so those are the games that are releasing. What are your opinions of them?
Nothing.
Nothing?
None. I don't know much of anything except for the Toy Story 3 one.
Right. Titanfall, I think, at this point, if you didn't own Titanfall, you're not going to play it. Yeah. Especially because it's been on sale for forever.
Oh yeah. Well, and I think it was an Xbox Live Gold game back in the day, like a while ago. Because I actually went through my library where it's like games you can download, and I saw it on there, and I was like, well, I'll download it because everybody tells me the single player is actually really good as well.
It is. It really, really is. But it's also on EA access.
Oh, gotcha.
So if you have EA access on either system,
then you're set.
Then there's, and I feel like they could have done a little better. Something I also want to get your opinion about with this is, and I think it gets lost. People always get pissy about the free games that they release and everything, but I feel like people miss the mark when they complain about the free games, because the point of paying for Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus is because you're putting money towards the service to be able to play online.
Yeah.
Like that's the core reason you're doing
Well,
it.
and that's what it's been. Or at least, Xbox Live was kind of late to the party because I think PlayStation was the one that was giving games away first. And then Xbox, came to it and was like, we're going to start doing too. So it was almost like just a perk.
Right. It's a perk.
Yeah.
It's them kind of saying, look, you need to put some money in to help us make sure our servers are up to date. And they both have issues. PlayStation had one real big issue, but for the most part, I mean, the services are solid. Very rarely do they drop out or anything. So the money that you're paying monthly or yearly or whatever is going to the stability of their online network and their online community. That's why you pay. And people get so pissed, I didn't get the free games I wanted. I'm dropping the service. And I'm like, so you're going to drop the service, but why do you have the service? Because if you're getting the service just for free games, you can't be expecting AAA titles.
Oh, no. And sometimes they do drop, though.
And they do.
Which is, that's the thing. It's like, if I've got Titanfall 2, which was a AAA game back whenever it first came out. So I'm kind of like, I can't complain. It's nice to have free stuff. They made their service better by adding basically the games in there.
Like, I feel like they don't
as an incentive.
They don't have to give the free games.
Not at all.
All the extra stuff is what you're getting and what you're paying for. So I'm just kind of like, get over it. Yeah. I'm sorry if it's not the game.
Well, and I think the argument some people will have is that PC, you don't have to play to pay or pay to play. It's all, free basically. But at the same time, it's like, well, I don't really like playing on PC because you have to update and you have to make sure everything's configured correctly. And I don't want to do that. It's nice to have a console. You put it in, the disc in, and it works. I mean, you may have to download a patch or two, but for the most part, it works. Right.
And usually you're playing on their servers, like BioWare servers or something else. It's, I don't know. It's two completely different animals. So, I just wanted to get that out because it's been annoying me for the last 24, ever since they released the games that were being released. People are like, oh, PlayStation sucked it up this month. Oh, Xbox so much better, or vice versa. And it's like, guys, who gives a crap about the free game? It's a free game. Be happy you're doing a free game.
The internet, they like to complain about everything, and people probably aren't even playing them. They're getting them and probably not even touching them. Right. So just like to complain.
If I pay so that I can play multiplayer games. Yeah. That's really the only reason why I pay for the services. I want to remind everybody to please comment, share, rate, subscribe to the Untitled BS Podcast on any podcast service you have. It helps the podcast get seen through all the stuff they do to make it be seen on the top, and helps us get likes and helps us know we're doing what we're supposed to be doing this right.
Absolutely.
I also started a new email just for the podcast.
Oh, nice.
It's untitledbspod@gmail.com.
Nice.
So
send us some emails.
Emails and stuff.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to talk about before we get this wrapped up is Sam and I have talked about it. We've decided we're going to do as a show.
Oh, Vic
is here.
Kind of a late entry, but
yeah, you've been quiet this whole time, and now you got. Know. All right.
We'll allow it.
Keep your mouth shut about the PlayStation Plus games, okay, please? Thank you. Sam and I were talking about, we're going to do the Reddit gift exchange, the Secret Santa gift exchange that Reddit does every year. If you're unfamiliar with this, Reddit has a lot of gift exchanges just throughout the year. Usually they're themed. They'll do Doctor Who gift exchanges, video game gift exchanges, board game gift exchanges, and you sign up if you have a Reddit account, you sign up and you do them, and they give you tokens, kind of when you sign up, you get one, and it's this is to prove that you're going to participate.
Yeah.
So we got one. We're going to use our one token on the Secret Santa one for Christmas. And then when we complete it, we'll get another token that we could put towards another one.
Okay.
So, but what you do is you fill out a form that says, basically gives it asks a whole bunch of information about who you are and what you want and like the kind of stuff that you're into. And then somebody else does the same thing. Oh, they closed it at nah. See, they closed it earlier today.
Too late to the party.
Too late to the party.
So in anticipation for next year, we're just letting you know ahead of time. That's how far, we're planning ahead these shows.
Damn it. I really wanted to do this.
It's okay.
I wonder if they have another gift exchange. I see it still says we have 1 credit. I started to sign up for it the other night, and I saw that you can, you fill out your form, and I was like, I didn't want to just answer these questions. I thought it'd be fun to do on the show and answer the questions.
That's all right. Next year.
Well, maybe we should
keep that token.
We'll maybe look up another one. Exchanges to sign up as a rematch. Yeah, see, there's nothing available at the moment.
Oh, well.
We'll figure that out.
I'll give Austin a secret gift.
What?
You talk about me.
I don't want to talk about Austin because I got a lot of negative opinions of my child at the moment. Not that I think negatively of my child, but he's done a lot tonight that's frustrated me.
You can say him off air.
Say him off air. But see, it still says sign up. Don't tell me I can sign up for something if I can't sign up for something.
Well, that's all right. We'll figure this out.
Okay.
Podcast community.
But I do want to throw something out for you.
Okay.
I want to do a gift exchange with you for Christmas.
That'd be interesting.
I think we should agree upon a price limit.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of keep it like 15 to 20.
Okay.
And I want to come up with the most absurd things we can think of.
All right.
Or come up with a theme or something.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Okay.
We'll figure that out, and we'll talk about that next week.
All right.
Since we lost a whole bunch of time on this. It's going to be a bit of a short show. Next week, preview for Video Game Awards.
Yeah.
I want you to come up with what announcements you think there'll be. What and then we're going to go over each category, and we'll pick our winners.
Okay. And
then the following we'll see where we landed on
kind of see how we
that.
predicted them.
I also want, which we'll talk about a little bit more next week. We also want to start thinking about our personal end of year awards.
Sounds like a plan.
But yeah, and I'm going to look a little more into the Reddit gift thing because I want to come up with something because I thought I was super excited about that. Maybe we'll come out sign up with. Oh, they do have a sign up for rematches. So people who don't get anything.
Gotcha.
Then we can just send something out. We're not getting anything back.
Be funny.
But
that'd be nice.
All right, we'll work on that later. Sam, sir, as always, it was nice talking to you.
Likewise.
Next week, we won't have my child down here making weird motions while I'm trying to talk and distract me the whole time. Sir, happy December.
Happy December to you too.
So looking forward to January 1st.